What's up, Treehouse Tribe? Bringing you guys Trafalgar Law deck list. One Piece is a new hot thing, and I've been playing it, and I've been having a lot of fun with this deck in particular. And deck lists. Everybody wants to see a deck list, so. And I think Law is honestly one of the decks where like you have the most room to be creative with your deck list, and there's a lot of things you can do. So if you like my content, you like this stuff, you want me to keep pushing One Piece, keep pushing Digimon, please subscribe, and let's get into it. Leader, goes without saying, we gotta play 5 costs, we gotta play green, we gotta play red. It's the whole point of the deck, really, and it's the only reason I really got into the game is to play this deck, because honestly, when you're sitting there and you're shuffling your board and crafting your board, it just feels fun. It feels like you're thinking, it feels like you have to plan a few turns ahead. I don't know, I like being able to do that in a card game. So without that being said, we have to play, this is a Law deck, and we have to play a ton of dorks. Got 3 Chopper, 3 Searcher Nami from the first booster set. We got starter deck Bonnie for Search. We got 4 Beige, and then I like to run 3 Momonosuke for part of the, I consider it like a Wano engine. We'll get into little things here and there, but yep, pretty much up here, all standard. I cut 1 Chopper to help me fit in Momonosuke and stuff, but that's neither here or there. And then, personally, I think this is the best red card in the game, Otama. Kind of crazy. The only thing that's bad about her is that she's a Wano and you can't search her off of Nami or Bonnie. But you can switch off from Momonosuke, so that's why I've kind of been like trying to like figure out a Wano engine for the deck, and we'll get into some of that. But yeah, you need to, in Law, you need to fill up your board, and you need to make it cost effective to fill up your board, and being able to get multiple switches off of Bonnie and Momonosuke just really adds to the value engine of the deck, because you're vomiting your hand onto your board. You need to refill your hand a lot, and so you need to find ways to search, bounce them back so you can reuse them again and stuff. So these two really help the engine. Nami's good. I like her. On play search, you don't have to do anything extra, so she's like the cheapest search engine. However, once she's on the board, she's just a 2K and she doesn't really do anything, and you can't search again. Like with Bonnie, you can protect her and then search again on the following turn and stuff like this. So I have mixed feelings about Nami, but she's good. We'll see what we'll get into, like things I think about the deck and how to other cards you can play. Next, we got a 2-drop. I think it's our only 2-drop in the deck. 2 Killer. I like the card. It's another blocker. He's a 2-drop, but he also draws you card when he blocks. So early game, it's kind of nice to have him, and he's a blocker with a counter. So like you can like bounce him, play a different blocker like a Beige or a Chopper, and that way you can keep a counter in hand while still like having a blocker on board at all times to kind of like represent defensives. Just a solid card. And being able to refill your hand with a draw on block is also really solid. This card, I used to not run it, but this card is I love this card. It's the starter deck killer. The security effect, or the health trigger effect, is so gross to me sometimes. Like, Law is all about trying to like fill the board, and if you just get a free body extra back on your turn, it accelerates the deck in that way, and I think people ignore that. Not to mention, I've had plays where play killer, okay, bounce killer, play the 6-cost bounce killer back, play something else, play green Law, bounce something else, play killer again. I don't know, like the amount, you can pop so many cards with this killer. Like you can kill Zoros, you can kill Namis, you can kill all the searchers. Anything that they like, it just does so much for you, being able to just have a card like this to recycle, and it's a supernova, so it works with the deck. After that, we got our 2K counter, Izo. Izo's a good card. It's definitely won me games before. Just playing it and then resting a blocker and then swinging for game. Too good. Plus it's a 2K counter. Plus it's a Wano, which again I'm kind of in the world of like trying to add a Wano engine to the law deck just because I like so many of the cards from Wano. And then the next 3 cost, basically the full like, I mean Zoro. It goes without saying, Zoro, Rush. He's the whole like he's not the whole deck, but he's a lot of your aggression. A lot of the ways you're gonna win this game is by swinging Zoro multiple times. The only thing bad about Zoro is it doesn't have counter. So in this deck, I run into situations where I draw all my super rares, and I just can't counter anything, and I can't play anything, and I can't play law effect, and I just kind of lose. So I've been trying to figure out ways around that. I might have to cut a Zoro to kind of accomplish that, but Zoro's the main way you win in this deck, I feel. And then after that, we got another 1k counter, 3 cost, and Robin. I love this card. Another just like Izo, just a way to handle little blockers, little value engines like other Bonnies, other Beiges, just anything little you can get rid of. Against Kaido, they like to wall up with the 2 cost blocker guy. This takes care of it instantly. Also, this combos with Otama, which is why Otama I think is the best card in the deck, red card in the game. You swing her, and now you go Otama something, and then you swing with Robin, and now Robin can kill a 5k, killing Zoros, killing, you know, a lot of cards right now are 5k. Or you can double Otama something sometimes, which is kind of funny, and then you can kill 7ks, which 7k is a very valuable stat line in this game. So Robin's nuts. Arguably playing too many. That's something we're working out. I feel like anyone that plays the law list is never happy with their ratios. Like, there's always something you can change. There's always something you can cut and go up on or add something. And I think I don't want to say it's the most explored. It's not the most like explored color or underexplored. However, definitely there's so much. It's not solved by any means, and I think it's one of the colors that just like there's so many people working on it, but it's still not solved, and and I enjoy that feeling. And then, you know, for our top end, we play it's Law, so we don't really go above 5 costs. So we just play 5 cost Zoro, unblockable. I mean, it's Monkey D. Luffy, but you know, it's just another. It's our Rush. It's unblockable. It's definitely a game ender. We play 3 because it is just a game ender, and I don't want to flood on this guy. 1, 2 is enough. 3, I like to do the 3 just in case one's in my life or security, whatever you want to call it. I might even go down 1. Definitely 3 to 2 feels where most people want to be. Never. I don't think 4 is ever correct, but that's just me, and I haven't really. I don't know. I haven't played every version of the deck. Here, we're playing 2 Yamato again, experimenting with a Wano engine. You can search it off of Mononosuke, and you can end your turn with this. Sometimes I literally just I do a rush play, I do a strong play, and try to get rid of a blocker or something, and then I'll just bounce a searcher, and then use Yamato. Play Yamato, stay on the board with her, and just threaten a double attack banish. This card helps a lot. I think this card, the main thing about this card is it helps so much in the Kaido matchup, and somewhat in the Kid matchup too, because those matchups you have to play slow. Like there's no way around it. They can, like, especially Kaido, if they see their ramp and the correct cards, they can kill your stuff non-stop. So it makes it really hard to develop a board. So you're kind of grinding them out and like whittling hand size, whittling board presence the whole game, and then like ending a turn with just this, saying, all right, double attack banish, meaning you're not gonna, if you let this through, you're not getting that hand size from your life, which is huge. I think banish is gonna be one of those mechanics in this game that I think it's undervalued right now, and there's only like 2 cards with it. I think it's her, him, and Crocodile. But yeah, you know, Yamato's busted. He's definitely a good card. I think if I go more into the Wano stuff, like there's definitely ways to just make him insane. And then this is the law deck, and then it just always feels good to just double law effect basically. So you got to play 4 of them. 6k blocker is such a good stat line. Yeah, like just the idea of a 6k blocker being able to block a leader attack just whenever. Like, you know, a clean leader attack, not like, oh, I put Dawn under or whatever. Just forcing your opponent to use more resources on a swing because he's just 6k is great. You run 4, you want to see this card multiple times. You want to bounce multiple laws and play multiple laws on the same turn, reusing searchers, reusing blockers, reusing Zoro. It's such a good card for it goes perfectly with the deck. And then after that we got just 1 X-Drake. I wanted another 5 cost. I wanted another big attacker. Right now I think like green and red don't have like a good 5 cost power stat line. There is Denjiro, like, so right now I think 7k is a really important attacking number. And I don't know, I think I wanted to try this card. He's searchable with the Bonnie, he's got counter, he's like killer, so I have had games where I've reused him a few times to kill some 4-cost characters, really important. But I was thinking about replacing him with Denjiro because Denjiro is also 5 cost, but 7k power, and the more we play this game, the more I realize that 7k stat line is a very important attacking number, I feel, especially if you're trying to manage people's resources. And just 2 Jet Pistol, it's our answer to the green matchup. Otama their kid, and then just kill it with Jet Pistol. It's just how we play the game. It's just really, it's just a good card. Gets rid of bodies, gets rid of bad things like not X-Drake, the Scarecrow man, Hawkins. Hawkins in the green matchup is very scary. Even just Robins are really scary. So yeah, that's our deck. 50 cards, of course. But there are cards that I'm still trying to play with, still trying to find ways to put them in. This Nami, starter deck Nami, I'm trying to figure out a place for it. Like I said, with the set Nami that searches 5 for Straw Hats, it's hard. Sometimes I find it hard to play her because once she's on the board, it's really weird. You're never not often are you in a situation where you want to bounce a red card back for a green. Like, that's not that common. Usually you're bouncing a Zoro to play a Law and then play a Zoro again. So I would rather, I imagine that having her out just on the board at all times, generating the aggression value because she puts a suspended Dawn under people, could potentially be really powerful, and I think it might be underrated. So I'm thinking about it. And also, I know I'm a little light on 2Ks, so these 2 cards are cards I've been considering. On-play effects for Law are definitely cards. Any on-play effect in green or red you want to be considering for the deck. So this guy helps you, Gordon, he helps you unbrick your hand a little bit if you see him, which is good. You just play him, send 1 card to the bottom, draw a card. Yeah, like I said, sometimes you get those hands where you get flooded on your super rares and you just can't do anything, and he potentially can help with that. He's a 3k, which isn't too bad, and he's a 2k counter. And then Brook also, again, that idea of giving yourself aggression through your used Dawn, kind of like what Red Luffy wants to be doing, I think is really valuable. And he's a 2k counter, so just things to think. And he's a Straw Hat, right? So like being able to search these people through Namis if you're using them, it's just a good idea. So that's where I'm at with the low end. Plus, I know this 50 cards is really low on 2-drops, and I want to start bumping up the 2-drop roster, we'll call it. And then the last red card I'd consider is Round Table. Round Table is just a good card for answering big threats. You can kill Kaidos, it lets you kill Kaidos, it lets you kill kids, it lets you just anything big is no longer big, and then you can swing into it even with your Namis. So definitely a good card. It's just hard to fit event cards in this deck since you need to see characters, you need to have a board presence at all times, so it's hard to fit options into this deck. That being said, again, as I was saying, I want to bump up I want to try to start running a Wano engine in the deck. This Paradise Waterfall I think is really strong. It's a 2k counter for 1, and it's a 2k counter for 1, and then it lets you restand a guy, essentially protecting it from any other swings, any further swings. Like there are times where like they swing into Yamato, and I can still block with like a chopper, and then play Paradise Waterfall just for the sake of saying, oh, restand Yamato, you can no longer swing. The 2k gets worthless, but at least my Yamato is safe, right? And I think that's really valuable. It lets you be aggressive with your like your Luffy's or your Yamatos, and then just stay safe, right? And then swing again the next turn, right? Now you got 2 swings out of a very important card that's just solid. And then you could be my samurai. Again, I was thinking like if I get rid of my Namis that search, if I cut down on, you know, Mani maybe or something, being able to rest 2 cards, to draw 2 cards is really good, I think. Like if I play, like you can play a Brook, play the Nami that puts down under things, and then just rest both of them with a You Can Be My Samurai to draw 2 cards. Sure, you might lose those 2 bodies, but you at least draw 2 cards, get deeper in your deck, see more laws, see more of your searchers, see more of your game plan. I think is very valuable. So the same logic here. Riso, good card. 3 costs, again, is a little awkward, but if you have 2 more rested characters, draw 1 when attacking. And he counts himself, which is something I was misplaying in the beginning. You can swing with something and then swing with him and get the draw card, because then you have 2. Just little ways to draw in this game. I feel like I think being like everyone's always obsessed with like, oh, I can search with Bonnie, oh, I can search with Nami, I can search with Momonosuke, but like a raw draw I think is still the most important mechanic in any card game. Just unconditional, just draw 1 is invaluable, like, because I mean, like, you don't ever want to put yourself in a position where like you're bottom decking something or this and that, and it's just draw 1. It's simple, it's quick, and you always get the value of the card you draw. You don't have to worry about what if I bottom deck this other card. You never have to do that thinking. Draw is just always good. And then as I was saying, a 5-drop 7k is a very valuable stat line, especially in Law. Like bounce a Nami, play this guy for 7. When you're swinging 7k, I think 7k right now is people are realizing that it's the magic number. Like green has blue has Virgo. A lot of people are playing Virgo. 5 costs 7k. I think the 5 cost is a little irrelevant, but for Law it's especially useful. But 7k Virgo, a swing, has a counter on it. Purple has a Babanuki or whatever. He's got the elephant for his belly button. It's kind of funny. But the only reason like I'm hesitant on this card is because his effect means you have to have a Kazuki Odin leader. So he basically doesn't have counter, but has this effect. But the effect is useless in this deck. So, but 5 cost 7, like I said, 5 cost 7k, and he's Wano, and I can search him. I don't know, it's just something I've been thinking about. Next set we get a Frankie, that's a 5 cost 7k. So maybe we're around there. So yeah. That's the deck list. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe. I've talked for too long. I'm sorry. Have a good one, guys.